Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fiber Fun Friday. That's really hard for me to say fast. For some reason, there's lots of F's in that sentence, and the F's all try to get all fumbled together, and then I can't say Fiber Fun Friday. I really can't, but I'll work on it. Maybe it'll get better. Hey, tonight we're here. We're going to talk about something new, something cool. Oh, I forgot to push a button. Give me just 1 minute. I got buttons to push. Something I've been told I'm really good at is pushing buttons. All right. So, welcome to Friday Fun, no, Fiber Fun Friday. And we are going to kick this thing off. This is where you talk about one of Steel and Stitch's interesting and cool products each week. Um, or maybe this has become no, I'm not going to say that because that would just be petty and spiteful. And I can't say that, I can't prove that it's true. Anyway, we're going to stop rambling real quick before I go down a rabbit hole that I don't need to go down. Tonight, we're going to talk about a really, really cool product. Um, most of the stuff that we do is uh, crochet based. It's yarn based, and it's that kind of fiber based. But there are other kinds of fiber products out there, and this is for us. This is a very unique fiber product. It's not something that we do a lot. Um, like I said, it's very unique and fits in this. It's very unique area, but it is a really cool product and something that it's just fun. So I thought I would let you join me, and we're going to talk to the originator. Well, I don't know if originator is the right word. He's the hands behind the creation, the hands behind the scene. He's the the person that puts the sweat in to make this work. Uh, he learned how to do this, and well, I'm just going to bring Korey out here. Say hi to everybody, Korey. Corey's a little shy and he's not sure how well his Wi-Fi is working, so he might just stand there or sit there.
Hello.
So what Corey does is Corey makes a couple of products for us. He makes bow ties for us, and these bow ties are really cool. They're not like your traditional bow ties that have like the hook and latch kind of. Well, I shouldn't say traditional bow ties. So if you're used to the regular, if you bought it at Belk's, the clip-on equivalent of a bow tie, it's going to have like hook and eyes. Uh, this actually uses Velcro to attach, so you can customize the fit more closely for what you need it to be. And as we usually tell everybody, you can. Uh, he makes these for him, uh, but he also makes them where they will fit anybody from my grandson's neck all the way up to my fat neck. So, and pretty much any size in between, because Corey's about somewhere in the middle there.
Probably closer to the grandson. I'm not very big.
Well, I mean, this is true too. But oh, there we go. The buttons are not pushing. Yeah, I got too much stuff going on tonight. I've been just kind of all over the place trying to. Oh, you're robot again. Actually, what I was looking for is that we had a conversation with some talking points, some stuff we were going to talk about, and I can't find it. Oh, that's why I can't find it. I'm looking in the wrong place for it. Hey. Oh. And then if you
I thought
click on
this
the
was
wrong,
good for. See, I thought this was good for Fiber Friday because it looks like Orville Redenbacher, or is it Dorval Redenbacher? I don't know which, but yeah, popcorn has a lot of fiber. So,
yeah.
I thought this
It was
fitting.
Orville Redenbacher. Interestingly enough, Dorval would be my uncle. Not Dorval Redenbacher, but Dorval Gibbs would be my uncle. And Orville would be my dad. However, spelled different than the way you spell the popcorn. I mean, so
Well,
is
I
that
know how to spell popcorn, and it doesn't look much like Orville. So.
Well, yes, you're right. It doesn't. It's one of those weird things about American spelling. You know, of course, American spelling is not as bad as French spelling because French will use all of the vowels except for one, and then expect the word to sound like the one vowel they're missing. For example, the word bow. The French spell it Beau, but it could just be Bo. Anyway, so is that one of the ties that you made, or because I know you've made a lot? Is that one of your own creations?
Yeah, but it's traditional. It'll come untied.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I chose to make the ones for sale easy with Velcro just because most people getting into it, a bow tie is kind of the most complicated knot you can tie around your neck. So thought people getting into it would like the ease of Velcro, and it would open it up to more people.
I mean, that would work because I'll have to admit that I don't know how to tie a bow tie. I can tie a regular tie, but I remember going into, I think it was like Dillard's or something one time, and the guy says, "Oh, here, I can show you how to tie a bow tie." And so he tied it around his leg, and I watched him do it a couple times, never figured it out, and I don't really think that him tying it around his leg was super helpful.
I can show you if you want.
Okay.
So you want to line it up. You want to line it up to where it is not very even at all.
Okay.
So the corner needs to be pretty close to the fat part of the middle here. And then the first thing you do is you tie it like you're going to tie a shoe, just half of a square knot. And that's actually what holds it to your neck. So you can make it as tight as you're comfortable with. Then you want to take this piece here and fold it to where it looks the shape of a bow tie. And then you'll wrap the skinny part around it, go all the way back around your half a square knot that you already have. So this part up here will look like a bow tie, but you have all of this down here. You'll have part with just one piece of fabric and part with two. So what you'll do is you'll fold this, and you'll notice that it has part with two pieces of fabric and part with one. And now you'll have to actually shove it through the small bit that you wrapped it around in so that you have three pieces of fabric on both sides. And it will look really awful until you straighten it up. I don't have a mirror here, so I can't see exactly how well I'm doing because I'm looking at a small thumbnail, but that's it. Then you just have to fiddle with it and adjust it until it looks like you want it to look. But to get good at it, you probably need 20 or 30 tries, and it's not the most user-friendly tie in the world. So
I'll be honest, that looks a lot less complicated than whatever the guy in Dillard's was trying to show me how to do. Or maybe you're just a much better teacher than what he was, because
it's easier when you. It's easier when it's not around your leg.
Oh well,
That sounds like a tourniquet.
That was the problem. I suppose that could be a good skill to have in certain situations. Your bow tie can double as a tourniquet. So hopefully, I'm not in any of those situations. But
that's another French word that I don't know how to spell.
I can tell you how to spell it. Give me a second. Let me ask Google. I'm getting this. I'm getting this. Apparently, the program director is saying, to stay on topic. Anyway, so, what was your inspiration behind your bow ties? What made you decide that you wanted to start making bow ties?
Well, I had a fancy sewing machine that I did not know how to use. I initially got it to try to make costumes with because I had done some foam craft costumes before, and fabric work intimidated me. So I thought I would try to do something small. And this was one of the first bow ties I did here, probably about 2 years ago. And then, I don't know, not terribly long after that, maybe 6 months after that, they started having the Paragould Farmers Market in between the railroad tracks where it is now and the giant new pavilion. And that's when Steel and Stitches was there and did, I don't know, it was the first big time they had it there. And I know that 3 or 4 weeks worth of work sold out in 1 week. So I thought, well, I know how to do this, so I can contribute to help filling up the table so that it doesn't all go away at once.
Okay. And I'll admit, selling bow ties in Paragould, Arkansas in the middle of summer is a bit of an uphill challenge. I'm not sure it's quite the right demographic space for it. Plus, it's the middle of summer and it's hot, and who wants anything wrapped around their neck in the middle of summer? But we did sell several of them over the course of the season, and got a lot of positive feedback from them. Got to see a lot of people would talk and would stop and look at them and ask about them and ask lots of questions. Now there is another product that you made that is kind of a kind of an offshoot of the bow ties. They're made in a very similar way, but you also have the baby bows. Is that what these are? Baby bows, hair bows. Here, I'll let you show these off because. Oh, so this is the hair bow, and it's made the same way or very similar to the way that the bow ties are made, except instead of having the Velcro in the back, it has elastic. What was your motivation for where'd the idea come from making these in addition to the bow ties? What made you decide with the hair bows? I think I know the answer to this question, but I'm just going to ask you again. Ask you anyway.
I had just had a baby daughter, so that encouraged that a little bit, I think. So
I was reasonably certain that was the answer. I just figured I'd let you, brag a little bit about your baby daughter, who coincidentally happens to be my granddaughter. So, yeah. And as Jersey has pointed out, so you can take the hair bow, and then when people get a little older and it won't quite fit around their head anymore, you can wrap it around like this, and then you can just use it for a hair tie and ponytail holder kind of thing. So those things will do double duty, and you can continue to use those for more than just the 6 months or a year when they're little and before they start throwing stuff all over the room. So you said you started getting into this because you had a fancy sewing machine and you want to learn how to use it. Um, where did you come up with the ideas for the materials to use? Is there a specific type of material that you have to have, or where do you source your materials from? Um, have you found that there are some materials that work better than others, or have more durability than others, or
Well, so I use a lot of cotton, and because of that, it can differentiate these bow ties from what you go get at Belk. Like if you go look at Belk or J.C. Penney, you might have one or two choices just because bow ties aren't terribly popular. You might wear them to the prom, or you might wear them at a fancy dress dinner, which we don't have too many of those here. But um, they don't have too many options. And part of what I do is I fuse some of the interfacing backing to make the cotton have a better texture to hold stiff like a bow tie. And because I can make them out of cotton, it kind of gives us a lot of patterns that we can put on the bow ties. And that kind of makes them unique because you can find patterns that you can't find anywhere else here because we're using a material that's not common.
so that's how you ended up with things like the outer space themed bow tie, and we have musical notes and cows just in time for Twisters, which is that supposed to be like a sequel to Twister? What else we have? We have Batman, and I don't know if anybody noticed this. This one kind of is very subtle, but this hair bow, if you can see it real well, this one is a Star Wars Baby Yoda. This is actually on. If you look on the back of it, you can see there's a Princess Leia. And for all you Cardinals fans out there, and this one's just good for 4th of July or anybody running for public office or anybody feeling patriotic. We should convince Josh Agee that he needs to buy one of those uh, American flag motif bow ties to wear to the his roast next month. Yeah, I think that would be perfect.
You can't roast anybody too hard wearing the flag, I think.
Well, I mean,
If you
that
could
might be
hide
why it
behind
would
it.
be perfect. I don't think if you're going to have a member of the clergy as one of the roasters, I think that probably sets the tenor for what you can expect the level of the roasting to be. It's probably going to be more like a, a simmer than a full on roast.
Uh, I remember when we used to pillory our public officials, but now I guess we like them better than we used to because now they participate and it's all good fun for charity, right?
Right. Um, So, I mean, I know we already talked about these a little bit, but we talked about how you can customize your products because you have more fabric options and things that are available to you. And we talked, and those the fact that you can use all of these different fabrics that gives you the ability to make things that you're not going to find in Belks or in Dillard's or any place like that because you can do that individual type work that you're not going to get out of something that's mass produced. Um, what do you see as being the audience for your hair bows and your bow ties? What's your target? Who are you designing these for?
Well, each one is kind of a niche unto itself because we have so many designs. Um, I would think that there'd be kind of a natural audience with teenagers looking to go to prom, because that's one time where they wear a bow tie. It's something that they want to express themselves with. But um, I can see another use in wedding parties if you want to have a unique look that not everybody has. But you addressed it before with the customization. Because we have the customization, we actually did a few commissions that you wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. And because you were at the farmers market regularly, you could have somebody come one week and kind of put in a commission and have it made over the next couple of weeks and get them a completely unique, made just for them pattern.
Yeah,
I think that's
right.
how we ended up with Batman.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah. Wasn't there one of them was a Spider-Man that they wanted a specific Spider-Man? Uh, or am I confusing two different things? So how are you planning on? Have you thought about how you want to uh, address your bow ties in the future? So I know the offshoot of the bow ties is the hair bows for your daughter. But eventually, she's probably going to get a little bigger and maybe not as excited about keeping those on her head. I don't know. Maybe she won't. Um, Knowing her mom, it really surprises me that she likes to keep the hair bows on her head now because, you know, she has opinions.
Yeah, but when her mom got older, her mom had a bunch of hair bows too.
Well, no, I was just saying that I know her mom. That's why I know that my granddaughter has opinions. uh, so,
I think my network's bad. I'm not catching all of the words.
yeah, that's okay. You probably didn't need to. It'd just get you in hot water. You can watch that part on the
Oh,
replay,
okay.
just not when Elena's around.
Well, this is Fiber Friday, and fiber is actually insoluble in hot water, which is part of what makes it important in nutrition. So
No, I didn't drink my fiber tonight. That's one of the things you have to look forward to when you get older. Fiber Fun Fridays do not involve Metamucil. I promise you, they do not. So,
I'm
um,
a mini wheats kind of guy myself.
well, I guess I could probably do that. I could just get like a box of frosted mini wheats and keep them on my desk and then just eat them like a snack. Except then there's all that sugar, and you don't need the sugar, and. Anyway,
They make them without the frosting, and then they're just hay bales.
I'm aware that they make them without the frosting, and I'm not really sure what your point is, but I am aware they make them. If I got them without the frosting on them, I just have to put sugar on them, and I'd also probably have to add milk because otherwise the sugar wouldn't stay on them. Okay, so one more question: do you have any tips for somebody who's an aspiring crafter, somebody who just thinks they've got an idea for a product and they just want to start making it? What would you suggest they do? Do you have any advice for a process or how to go about presenting as a business or any of those kind of ideas?
Yeah, you suck. Everybody sucks the first time they take a run at it. And the only way you're going to get better is screw up like 10 of them. And then you'll start getting something that looks good. So it's just kind of getting after it and persevering through things that you think look bad, because you really have to stick with something until you get something that you'll be happy with. And that's kind of happened with every new medium I've tried to work with. Is the first one that you wheel out is just awful, and it's supposed to be because you don't have any experience. So if you're making something brand new, it could take a couple iterations before you get something that looks like what you need it to look like.
Okay. See, I think maybe that's what my problem has always been, is because I want to come out of the gate and I want it to be perfect. So, and if it can't be perfect, I don't want to do it. So I guess that's where my problem comes in. I'll have to work on that one myself. So, but yeah, that's probably good advice. Hey Ben, how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, you just have to realize that everybody's bad at it the first time they try.
Good to know. Good to know. Hey, listen, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I appreciate it. You have anything else you'd like to tell everybody, or anything you'd like to share? Any other sage words of advice, or uh, anything else you might be helpful to anybody who's interested in your bow ties? They can always hit us up at Steel and Stitches, either on our Facebook page or on our website, and we can get those to you. Give us a little bit, and we can probably do most custom orders. Depends on the availability of fabric and time.
I,
But you got anything else you would like to share, Korey?
well, my time is opening up again soon. I generally worked on these during baseball season because a baseball game can be 3 hours long, and I'm a captive audience, and I can generally make 1 or 2 of them during a baseball game. Baseball season's about 6 weeks away, so bow ties will start flowing from the Spate household once more.
All right. And just to be clear, your team of choice is... Never mind. You ain't got to tell us that. Because
I'm not
that'll
make
start
enemies on this
Yeah,
broadcast.
that'll start.
I'm not going to
that'll
make
start a
enemies
whole
on this
thing.
broadcast.
So that'll start a whole thing. So yeah. But anyway, hey, thanks so much for hanging out with us for a little while tonight. I appreciated having you here. Hope you have a great rest of your evening and a great weekend. And I'm sure I'll see you sometime in the next couple of days. But I do appreciate your time. Thank you so much. So it's great when you have two people pushing buttons. Anyway, so that is our Fiber Fun Friday product of the week. Bow ties and hair bows. This is a product that Steel and Stitches offers. It's one that Korey makes these for us, and he lets us include them with the rest of our Fiber Fun products that we offer. And so we'll have these at the farmers markets. They'll be at the Pine Log Market. They'll be at all the places that you find Steel and Stitches over the course of the season. And like I said, we've got a half a dozen different varieties that are ready to go. And if there's something that you're looking for, something you're interested in, we can do, like I said, based on the availability of the material, we can do these in just about any kind of design you would like. So yeah, if you've got a special requests for prom, or maybe you would like to outfit your wedding party in something unique and memorable, family photos, or any of those special occasions like that, we can help you out there. Anyway, so if you have any questions, hit us up in the comments. We'll be glad to respond back to those, and we'll catch you next time. Good night, everybody.